right, girls, welcome back to the Let's Talk Bikini podcast. It's been such a long time, so we have so much to catch up on, and Claire and I haven't even spoken to each other for quite a while now. Probably how long do you think? 6 or 8 months?
Maybe. I mean, we had a brief catch up over the phone maybe a month or two ago, but I haven't seen you for so long
Yeah, and so much
in
has gone on
person.
since then. So
Yeah.
this is completely real and raw. Everything that we're going to say today. I haven't caught up with Claire. I don't know what her plans are moving forward, so you're going to hear it firsthand from ourselves
Yeah.
as
I
well.
mean, I've been seeing your posts and you've been prepping, but I have no idea what you've been prepping for or what you've got planned for as well. So I'm so excited to hear about what's been happening in your life.
Yeah, likewise, likewise.
Yeah.
We're both in Australia at the moment as well, so we
Yeah.
don't even know what our plans and whereabouts in the world
Mm,
as well we're going to end up or
yeah.
whatever. Perfect. So, okay, so Claire, so you're in Australia. We have both been
Yes.
back for nearly 6 months now, probably about
Yeah.
5 months actually.
When
We
did you
we
fly back from Dubai?
so it was the 20, not 26th of August actually. So I think it was like the 24th. So
Yeah.
my flight was booked 3 weeks after yours, and then I
Okay.
booked it early to come back early
Forward.
for my birthday. So I think
Yeah.
that was a day or two before you.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure I flew out on the 28th or 29th of August.
Yes, okay. So
Yeah,
it's
that
like
makes sense.
two or 3 days before you.
Yeah. How
Amazing.
did you feel when you just got home? Because we hadn't
Um,
been home for ages
it
until
was it
then.
was good because
Mm.
mainly because it was the back end of the Dubai summer, and it was the second time I had been in Dubai for the summer, and
Yeah.
um Dubai summers are an absolute dead town. If anyone's been to Dubai or knows how the place is, it's absolutely mental in the winter months, which is like over Christmas, so opposite to
Yeah.
us. And then in the summer, it's absolutely dead, and like dead to the point where like there's no one around, but
Mm.
you can't go outside. Like you're looking outside at a beautiful sunny day every single day for so long, like every day, right?
You want to just go for a walk,
Yes.
but you physically can't. You'll be drenched within 30 seconds of standing there just in sweat. It's
Mm.
ridiculous.
Exactly. So like when you're going through like it's a compounding effect. At the beginning,
Mm.
it's okay, but when you do that for months and months and months, because like anytime from April onwards, it's actually like
Mm.
anyway, April to August, September, it's
August.
still really hot, especially in the
Yeah.
middle. So when you are living in a climate like that where it's dead, you can't go outside for a walk, like
No
it's actually
way.
harder than what you think. Like you literally like you just live in your apartment or you go to the gym, you can't walk outside, like
Yeah.
you end up going crazy
You can't even
a
eat
little
dinner
bit.
outside. Like they don't even put tables and chairs outside because no one's crazy enough to sit out there and eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's
Exactly. And you can't
yeah,
even go and like live your life. You don't want to because you step out
yeah,
the door and you're wet, right?
yeah. It Dubai literally becomes like a ghost town in summer.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, and
So,
you hear people have left to go to Europe or back home, like to wherever they're from.
mhm.
Um, and I get it. Like I completely get that now.
Especially with them, the rest of the world's in summer at the same time as well. It's like Europe's in
Yeah,
summer. So everyone's like,
yeah,
cool, let's go back to the UK for summer. Let's go back to
exactly.
Europe for summer. Whereas it's winter for us. So we're like, no,
Yeah,
we don't want to go back to
no,
Australia. It's winter.
yeah,
So yeah, so I guess that being there for months on end and also being in comp prep. So like comp prep itself, it's quite, it's a very kind of I guess not lonely, but very like you're in
well,
your own
it can
bubble.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dubai is such a social place.
Mm.
There's so many things to do there. I don't, yeah. How did you find prepping there in your last? Because I know we prepped together, but we had each other and we kind of had that gym community as well.
Hmm.
You had that again this time. You had Brandon with you. How did you find your last prep?
It was really good. I did half of my prep starting in Dubai, and then I did the rest of it. I came back to Oz and then did the
Mm,
rest of it. So I ended up being about halfway. It was really good, but just to be honest, just like the compounding effect of being in Dubai through the summer, it took its toll, and like I was
yeah,
ready to kind of be able to freaking walk outside and go for a walk. Like if people were following me on Instagram and watching my stories, I was literally doing steps in my hallway. Like, I'm not even kidding. I would like, some days would be like 7 to 8,000 that I would have left. So
Yeah.
I would just go outside my door and I would just do 7 or 8,000
Up and down.
steps up and down my corridor. And
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. That was every single
Yeah.
day. So, but I had no choice. I couldn't go outside.
Yeah.
So,
No way.
you know, in comp prep, you need to get boxes ticked. There's no excuses. So yeah, so it was really like, I absolutely love Benoist, and I absolutely love the environment and the people and the friendships I have there. I was a bit sad to leave when I did, also because everyone was coming back.
Yeah.
From the summer. Everyone was
We
coming back
literally
in
left when
August.
everyone was going back. Yeah.
Literally. So like all my friends were coming back. They haven't seen for months. So I was really sad. And then but I was just ready to have some fresh air, see some greenery, to be
Because
able
we
to
don't
walk
get that in
outside.
Dubai. But it's city life, it's heat, it's there's not much nature like there is in Australia. And I feel like in Australia you can really just, like you said, you can just breathe. You can take a little step back and take your time a bit more. It's a lot slower paced compared to Dubai, which is a nice change sometimes. And we both needed that, I think.
It's very two extremes. Like it's very,
Yeah.
it is great to have both worlds.
Yeah.
As you know, like Dubai is so fast paced, and like everyone that lives there, like they understand this too, but it gets to a point where like everyone loves it. It's an amazing place, but you just need a little break from it every now and then. Because you're probably just so burnt out from it, and just probably need some nature as well. I don't know about you, but every single time I'll come back to Australia, I'll just look out the window and just be like, just amazed looking at the greenery.
Yeah, no, me
green
too.
grass or trees. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Every time I come home, I'm like, oh, home. Like this feels good. Like it's just like I get a feeling of calmness and I feel relaxed, and it's just, it's a nice feeling when you get back to Australia after being around like the hustle and bustle that's non-stop in Dubai. Like it literally doesn't stop there.
Yeah, literally never. And then like here, everything shuts at 7 o'clock, certain time.
Yeah,
definitely on Sundays. It's definitely very different.
So two different worlds.
Yeah. So what have you been doing while you've been back, and what are your plans moving forward? Because I think it's pretty obvious what mine is. I think everyone knows
has been following a journey.
What I'm kind of doing for the next year and so on.
Yeah.
Which I live in Dubai, of course. I still live there, even though I've been here for a very long time, which is a different story. But what's your plans moving forward?
So I was in Dubai this year for about 10 months, I think, roughly. Maybe not even 9 months, I think. And I kind of went for a different experience this time. I wanted to tap into a different industry. I was still doing my online coaching, personal training as well. And I'm sure some of you guys have seen that I play the violin. So I wanted to give that a go, and I started performing in different restaurants in Dubai for special events. And I just wanted to try something different, because the year before I'd noticed that there were so many opportunities in different industries, and I wanted to try, but because we were prepping, it was really hard to kind of, when you're prepping it, that's all you're focused on. Training, dieting, and resting. So this year, like I wasn't prepping for any shows, so I really wanted to just give something else a go, and I loved it. Like it was incredible, an incredible experience. But I did find that I became quite lonely. I felt, and I'm happy in my own space, doing my own thing. But sometimes you just need like a little community. And I had built a really great community at the gym I was training at. All my clients would come together and we do some weekly sessions, and we built a beautiful community together, which was really nice. So at the end of that phase, so that was August, I decided to come home, and when I got home, I wanted to keep that community that I'd built in Dubai. So we've just started this like network online. So it's kind of a community space where we can stay in touch with like people like from all over the world, but mainly my Dubai community. And I'm going to start reaching out to some other areas as well. So it's a beautiful space of like women that just Like we all kind of support each other in our health and fitness journey. So it's not just training focused, but lifestyle focused, like a lot about women empowerment, like that. But we're still kind of working on that. So that's one thing I've been working on at the moment, like this women's empowerment project with one of my friends in Dubai as well. And I'm online coaching, just focusing on that. So those two things at the moment are my key focus, and I'm really happy. Just, yeah, I feel relaxed and like I'm doing my thing here. I'm with my family again, which is great. Like I miss them so much when I'm in Dubai. So being close to them like really helps as well. But yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. So all my energy's been going there, and I'm not prepping anytime soon either. So that's something else. I kind of made a little announcement not long ago that I wasn't planning on competing anytime soon, and I'm staying true to that. I'm not ready to compete again. Yeah, anytime soon.
Okay.
So that's my little update.
Yeah. I'm glad to
Briefly.
hear that, like you notice that in yourself, and like you set it to yourself and you've stayed committed to that. Because I think that's also a very hard topic um for people that are listening, I suppose, like being a bikini podcast is like, when do you stop competing? Because I'm
Yeah.
not at that phase yet. And like
Yeah.
I can't even think about it yet.
Yeah.
Like I
You can't
can.
even imagine it.
Yeah, like I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be a very hard time when I step away. It's just been a
Yeah.
part of my life for 9, nearly 10 years.
Yeah.
And I still don't feel like I'm even close to
Ready.
fulfilling it yet. I just feel like I have a lot of untouched potential for myself in terms of competing, just because last season it wasn't great, as you know. We won't go into detail about our last season. But yeah, I just feel like as an amateur I completed, and just like the time I spent and how much I competed I was very fulfilled with that, but I haven't done that in my pro yet. And I will. I know when I step away from competing one day, I'll be 100% content and happy to move on, because like I do love life. I do have other aspirations beyond competing, like way more than that. It's not who I am, but I just haven't fulfilled in me what I want to fulfill and get out of being my professional career. I feel like I haven't scratched it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad. Like it's really nice to hear that, like, you know, you've accepted that, and
Yeah.
there is possibility and life
Yeah.
beyond.
Yeah, that's true. It did take me a while to come to a point where I was ready to announce it, or to kind of make it public that I wasn't planning on competing, because I always felt like I was expected to compete, just always, until I got to Olympia. And I always thought I wanted that as well. You know, like since I started competing, Olympia was always my end goal. It was always, and not just Olympia once, but you know, to be one of those athletes that competed in Olympia year after year after year. And during my time in Dubai at the end of last year and this year, I just really came to terms with what I wanted to do and achieve in my life. And I realized that that wasn't it anymore. I just didn't have the same love for it, like I did when I was pursuing my pro card. And when we traveled America, I have changed a lot. And I just, yeah, so goals changed, everything changed for me. And I had to just, took me a bit of time to come to terms with it and be ready to announce it. But yeah, I'm glad I have. And I feel, yeah, good that I can stay true to what I've said. Yeah.
Because it probably took you about a year to properly come to terms and accept it, I think.
Yeah, definitely a good year. So it takes a while. It's not something that you can just overnight decide.
Oh, absolutely. It's your whole entire identity.
Yeah.
So it's
Definitely.
massive jump.
So I think in that year when I kind of had decided, like, internally, but I wasn't ready to voice it. And I kind of have been going through this whole, I wouldn't say an identity shift, but you could say something like that. And, you know, figuring out, I spent my whole 8 years of my life, like the past 8 years of my life, dedicated to the like pursuing the Olympia. So to all of a sudden just have a, you know, huge change in heart, change in goal and dream, it's taken me a little while to adjust, but I'm there now. And I'm confident in my path now, which is exciting.
Yeah, 100%. And you
Yeah,
seem like yourself
yeah,
again, which is absolutely amazing.
I do feel like myself.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So
Boo.
where where are you heading though, physically? I think I know this answer, but for everyone that's listening, are you committing to staying in Australia now, or are you potentially wanting to go back to Dubai? Are you in between both? Kind of what's the plan there?
I am committing to Australia
Okay.
for
Yeah.
now. Yeah, and I'm announcing that because I'm confident in that decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really happy, and for the first time in the past like 4 years, I feel somewhat settled. I don't think it's important ever to set like good to ever really settle, but to a certain extent, you need to feel somewhat settled.
Mm.
My stress, like my body, went through hell in Dubai this year. Um, I was kind of I was living in hotels and I had a pump like Airbnbs for a few months at a time, and I was enjoying that at the time, but I didn't realize my body hated me for it. There was no home. There was no place where I came home and felt settled and um, could just, be me and have my time at home. There was nowhere like that. So I think being here and just having like my home here is really helping me just kind of, and my body kind of go back to um, how it was when it was like functioning optimally, because it hasn't been
Yeah.
lately. I put a lot of weight on just because of stress. Um, so yeah,
Yeah. Amazing.
home's the place to be for me now.
Yeah. Oh, oh, it's so true though. Like as humans, we need stability. And like,
Yeah, that's it.
even though I'm not really in two minds of where I want to
You
be
are.
few years and such. But
Yeah,
not last year, but the year before, I was traveling a lot. And
you
I
did
was,
a lot of
yeah,
traveling.
a lot of traveling and a lot of traveling with my clients as well in Europe and USA and Japan, like literally all over the world. And as much as it was amazing, like we as humans, we need stability. And I
Yeah.
remember going through that. I went through the first half of the year and I was like, I already had the rest of the year mapped out. Like I was like,
Mm.
fuck, like I don't know if I can do this. Like my body
Yeah.
was just like, no, no, no way, girl, no way.
That's right.
Like, no
Yeah.
more.
It
And
like
then yeah,
refuses.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
back to Australia, back to Dubai, back to Australia,
Yeah.
Japan, USA, Australia, and then moved
Yeah.
back to Dubai. Like my body absolutely hated me. And
Yeah.
from the outside in, everyone was probably watching me do that trip. The one that I did with my let as well, being like, oh my gosh, she's living the life.
Yeah.
She's going all these places all over the world. But like I was actually internally like died and fucking exhausted the whole time. And I was like, I was literally just struggling the whole time, just trying to. My body was just wanting stability. Like I was in
Yeah.
the worst and I just did not care. I was just like, I just need to do my work.
Yeah.
Couldn't train. Like, yeah, it was just it on the outside it seems amazing and it definitely was amazing to do it, but like stability and having a home is
Steph, I feel that 100%. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like it was our body's way of telling us, you girls need to stop for a bit. Just relax, like settle for a bit, find some stability, and
Mhm.
then you can go at it. I feel like we go through phases where we think we're just invincible and like we can do anything.
Yeah, 100%.
And to a certain extent, we all are. But we need to look after ourselves at the same time.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So as much as being an online coach is amazing, you get out of your system and you're like,
Yeah,
I'm fine. I'm fine with
I'm
it
good. Yeah,
for a while now. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
I guess my plan is like I
Yeah,
actually
tell me.
so obviously Brandon and I have been together for quite a while now.
Yeah. He's living with you at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't podcast for a very long time, for like a year and a half. So since then, anyway, we broke up. I moved myself back to Australia. I moved myself back to Dubai, blah, blah, blah. So hence a lot of the traveling as well. There was actually one trip where I came back to Australia for the beginning of the season, and then we had broken up, and then there was like a 2 week, wasn't even 2 weeks, I think it was like 12 days gap between the Queensland show and the national show. And this was like in the midst of like our breakup, like and I was just like, I just knew, I was like, if I don't try and go back and fix this, like like our relationship's done,
Are we
basically.
talking about last year?
Year before.
Yeah.
So before I
No,
went to
no.
the Japan and the USA and all that trip. So it was
Yes.
season
Yes.
B.
I remember now. Yeah.
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 So
I remember this.
I'd come back for that season. I remember I was at the shows, and then I was at the Queensland show as well, and I had 12 days, and I was like, shit, okay. If I care about this relationship, I want to fix it, I need to go back. But I have 12 days. So I
Yeah.
literally did the Queensland show because I was like, okay, there's 2 week gap between the shows. So I've got some time and I can come back and be back for nationals. And there wasn't many flights left. But the only flights that were available were like the flight the day after the Queensland show and the morning of the national show when I fly in at 6 o'clock. So I was like, fuck it. Last minute booked a flight to go and fix our relationship. Wasn't successful at the time, but in due time, he obviously realized what he was missing out on.
Yeah.
And then I flew back literally 6:30 in the morning of the nationals and went straight to the
Oh my
competition.
God.
And then meanwhile, 5 days later, I was out to Japan and then going to Hawaii and then going to the USA. So like it wasn't, yeah, I just wanted to rest at that point.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah,
That was
neither do I.
crazy. Like,
Yeah. Um,
honestly.
But our relationship has been going very, very well. It's very amazing. And we actually decided last year, we're like, well, Brandon wanted to move here. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready to move back home yet, but okay, if this is what you want. And I know future wise, like, I
You're
want
going
to
to be
settle
here.
here. I want to have a family here because my family's here and I'm very close to them. So I was like, okay, like I'm happy to compromise and move back here earlier. So we're actually meant to move back in February, so next month. So we're not meant to be in Australia right now, our plans. And then, yeah, but now we've done the opposite thing. I'm like, all right, cool. Yep. We're going back to Dubai for a little bit longer.
Yeah. I knew you'd go back.
Yeah, we're
You're not ready
ready.
yet.
Yeah, not ready.
Yeah.
Like it's just I'll move back to Australia once I'm like ready. I think it'll
Yeah.
be once my whole entire competing career is done. So I'll
Yeah.
always coach for a very long time. Like that's going to be like that's my absolute passion. I don't see myself being out of the industry at all, forever or for a very long time. But I can't see myself moving back to Australia until I'm like literally like, all right, I'm ready to have kids now.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
not for
A
3
while.
years, 5
Yeah.
years, who knows? Because
You'll know when you're ready.
yeah, I put a cap on myself to not compete beyond 35 and I'm 30
Yeah.
right now. So that's another like 5 years.
Yeah. Ages.
Yeah, yeah. So don't know if it might be sooner or not, but just need to it's probably one of those things like like how it's time to step away. I'll know that much.
Exactly.
It's time
Yeah.
to come
And
back.
there's only so much of a plan that we can have. Things change and you never know what's around the corner.
But yeah, I suppose that's where we are at. And then
Yeah.
competing wise, aiming to do probably the European circuit this year. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you have a date or a time period in mind?
yeah, we've got a rough time period. So we're thinking
Yeah.
up from September onwards, just in terms of making sure that I'm mentally ready for a prep again, because it's obviously like you do not want to start a prep when you're not mentally ready for it. And going through a good prep time wise, it's probably going to be around September. That is going to be ideal. And this time Brandon will be competing as well. So we're lining up shows that are a pro bikini show and also an NPC show, so we can do
That'll
it
be fun.
together. So yeah, so we've got a list of dates from September onwards. Not too fast which ones to do. I'll probably just figure out which shows are going to have American judges, because a lot of the American judges travel to Europe now, which is Europe's never really been on my radar until now, because they do have US judges, so it's
And you'll
much.
be close to Europe as well if you're in Dubai at the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
just a quick hop,
On a
a really
plane,
close
you're
flight.
there. Not like our America trip. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, way too much, way too
That
much.
was a lot. I'm proud of us though. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Never forget that trip.
nah, that definitely had we definitely got what we needed out of it, and it was like
100%.
everything that we needed from networking and the behind the scenes and being, just
Yeah.
being with Manions, spending days with Manions.
Yeah.
That's
Incredible
yeah.
experience. Yeah.
So what's your training like now after post comps, post training towards being a bikini Olympian? What are you doing
Yeah.
now?
Completely different to what it used to be. I used to be 6 days a week, every like consistent training, hour to an hour 15 session, and like very structured. Whereas now my trainings, maybe I'm at the gym around 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week, and I'm focusing like 2 of those sessions on lower body and one session on upper body. And I'm really happy with that routine. I feel like I'm enjoying my training more. I don't feel like I'm forcing myself to go to the gym and push through a workout that I don't want to do. I'm actually going because I want to. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying pushing myself more. And I'm just walking as well, like on the beach, like beach walks for my cardio.
Mm-hmm.
So not really like forcing myself to get on the treadmill and because I don't really enjoy cardio. I don't think many of us do, but yeah, I really am loving just going for beach walks because we live right here, so it's perfect.
Okay. How many
Yeah.
steps do you do on an average basis?
I'm aiming for 10 minimum.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Only because my physical activity isn't as intense as it used to be. Like my training in the gym is nowhere near as intense as it used to be. So as long as I'm moving during the day and I'm on my feet a lot, then kind of makes up for it. So 10 minimum, but I'll aim for 15.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty, like, I know 10,000 steps is kind of like, the general kind of thing that's out there a lot, but like, I do think that's a solid amount.
Yeah, it is.
Because I've never tracked steps in my preps before, except for my last one.
Yeah. You used to always do just like strict cardio.
Yeah. I used to go do heaps of cardio and then just go be a sloth on the couch because I was so
Yeah.
so this time I've had like structured cardio and set targets to reach, and then of course my training sessions as well. But I think the biggest thing going into this off season versus my my last off seasons that weren't very good was like keeping that movement in. Like it's so underrated. Like I'm keeping a little bit of cardio as well, just like 15-20 minutes post workout on the stepper a few times a week. But if I wasn't focusing on getting more steps in, I would definitely be very far out of condition already at the moment. And even with my own clients as well, I see it a lot, just the difference of like someone that's doing 10,000 steps versus like doing 6 or 7. Like 6 or 7 is very sedentary, and I can assure you that like if you're trying to lose body fat or get in, try and lose body fat or being kind of lean or anything, like if you are not moving, if you're sedentary, your body is not going to move. It's not going to be, and
100%.
you're just fighting a losing battle. But I guess honestly, like coming down to this off season, keeping it much tighter, it's just coming down to just making sure I'm still moving and getting decent steps in. I always train. That's not an issue. That's never our issue as athletes.
You've always been consistent with your training. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in your off season.
Exactly. So it's just steps.
Yeah.
Sounds so simple, but steps and just being a little bit smarter with your nutrition. Like I'm not even tracking at the moment. Like
me
being
too.
intuitive, just making sure, to be honest, making sure I'm not eating too much protein, because I tend to eat too much protein and feel bloated. But just keeping my fats quite under control and then just my normal protein.
Yeah. I think people really don't realize it's quite easy to lose weight if you move your body and eat well. You don't have to eat a strict diet and get on a treadmill for an hour a day to lose weight. Like some people, I feel like since I've stepped out of the like really hardcore training and dieting and have found a good balance in my own life, and now with my clients as well, I've got a lot of clients that I'm coaching now just for general health, fitness, and wellness. It's just a moving your body. being on your feet more, being more aware of what you're eating, and just eating everything but in moderation, like good portion sizes and not binging, things like that. It's actually quite easy to stay on track and either maintain your physique or lose weight if you're moving your body. So yeah,
100%.
yeah,
And age isn't, I don't really think age is an option with that either. Like, I think the only age barrier is if someone has developed bad habits over long periods and years, and then
yeah,
they can't undo those habits. I think that's
yeah.
the only time when age is barrier. But for
And they'll
example,
still break the barrier, but it'll take longer.
exactly.
Yeah,
And it's like, to break that barrier, it also needs to be intrinsic, as in
yeah,
they need to have that motivation within. It can't be outside motivation.
yeah.
Like, for example, my mum has lost heaps of weight over the last, I'll probably say a
Right.
few years, but specifically this year, this last year, all she's done is steps and just being
Yeah,
like a little bit smarter with
more
her
active.
food. Yeah, like I still see her eat ice creams and eat
Yeah,
chocolate and whatever, but like definitely like way different to what she was before. But she still
yeah.
enjoys her foods, like.
Good on her.
And then,
Yeah.
but she's just going out and doing steps every day and just
Hmm.
getting this amount of steps and over 10K. And she's like just, going down from like a size 14, 16 to like size 10 now. And then just
Wow.
keep going. So
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So it's good to
Yeah.
see it from like an outsider perspective of someone that's not my client, someone
Yeah.
that's not telling them what to do, and like seeing what they're doing, and it's outside of the gym as well. So like, all the science and everything says that
Yeah.
like of course if you want to build muscle and build your shape, like you have to do weight training, that's a given.
In the
But
gym. Yeah.
if you want to lose weight, like you just
You
need
don't really need to step into a gym.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just move.
Literally. Yeah. Move your body. Do something you love. And
Yeah,
then, yeah. Because you're right. Like, if you don't want to make that change, you're not going to change. You're like, you won't lose the weight. You need to want that change for yourself, and you'll
yeah,
make it happen. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, so coming back to Dubai, because I feel like
Mm.
this is a Dubai
Yeah.
episode.
Recap. Yeah.
And we get a lot of questions about it. Like,
Mm.
fair enough, because it's a very different place, and it's a very, like, everyone wants to go there, etc. And I get a lot of questions of people being like some Australians in particular wanting to move to Dubai, how to move to Dubai, and it is a very, very hard place to move to.
Mm.
Let's just keep it out there at that.
Yeah. And it's not like a thing that you can just set up within a week. It's like it takes time to everything to be organized, settled. Set everything up. There's so many different things that you need to set up as well. It's
Yeah,
a long and complicated process.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's quite expensive. Like,
Yeah.
Dubai as a whole, to live there, it's not actually that expensive. It's actually quite cheap. It's actually cheaper for me to live in Dubai than it is to
Mm.
live in Australia, which is another reason why I'm like not ready to move back yet. Like, I'll stay
Yeah.
for a few more years. But Dubai is a place that runs off money. You've got to keep
Mm.
that in mind. It's like everything, um, just how the city, how the country is run. It's very, I guess, money driven. So not in a bad way, but
No,
if you're
just
comparing
how
it
it works there.
from, yeah, if you're comparing the Western world to somewhere like Dubai, like you need to be prepared to, like visas are quite expensive.
So we
Registering
both kind
business.
of got a similar visa, didn't we? Set up
Yeah,
our business there.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want to move to Dubai, you need some sort of a skill. And how Claire and I got there is like, we're professional athletes. So we actually got a sponsorship from the gym. That's our skill, being a
This
professional
was the
athlete.
first year that we were there.
Yeah,
Not even that full year though. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not even 2 months anyway. um, um, for reference, everyone, I decided to continue my online business full time instead of working or
And you can all watch
whatever.
that. We need to find that episode. We'll leave that particular episode in the caption because we did talk about it briefly
Yeah, it's
on
been one of the
one.
previous ones because
Yeah.
we haven't podcasted for so long,
Yeah.
but went over and I decided, like,
That.
I'm just not the personality that can work for someone. Like,
Yeah.
I have in the past, but when I did, I was like when I worked in sleep science, like I was the manager, I was the boss. So it's just not in my personality to be told what to do.
Yeah, even though we
In like
were
a nice way, in like a very, I guess, like,
doing anyway.
yeah, I like to be in control. I
100%.
like to do the organizing. I like to make sure shit happens.
Yeah,
And being
you like to
responsible.
run in your own time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm
Exactly.
the same, but I kind of just wanted to push through a bit. Plus, I had my sister, so it was different scenarios.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Um, and also at the time, like I still had it was very obvious that I had my online business, and
Mm.
it wasn't really fair doing both. So I chose the direction that I had passion,
You're doing
obviously
now.
love very much and still do. But yeah, so if you ever want to move to Dubai, like, people can't just pack up and move and then expect to get a job there. Like, you need to have some sort of skill. If you don't have some sort of skill, the, I guess, like, entry level, quite easy jobs are very, very, very minimum wage.
Low pay.
Yeah. Like all the people that like work in cafes and like all those, or like retail, all those entry level jobs, they don't even get enough to be able to
Live
live
on
in Dubai. They live in like different towns like Sharjah
and
and
all shared
North.
accommodation as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So anyone that's like from the Western world in particular, it's just like you need to either have your own business and register your business there, which is why a lot of online coaches go and live in Dubai, because they obviously have an online business and they can just easily get a visa by registering their business there, and then that's what qualifies them to have
Get a
their
visa.
visa there, and of course they've got their own income online.
Yeah,
They're not depending on the income
employer.
of in Dubai essentially. So there's very vast differences. There's like a lot of entrepreneurs, like a lot of very like um rich and successful people, but then you've got people that are like very, very low paid and don't even actually live in Dubai. They have to
Mm.
travel, like live in the slums pretty much. Um, so yeah, so first and foremost, if you're wanting to move to Dubai, don't expect to be able to move there without some sort of skill or business that you're bringing into Dubai. And then if you do have your own business, or you do have your, like, if you're an online coach, and then you've got to go through the steps of registering your business, which will also qualify you to get a visa. So I guess what both Claire and I did, I did it a little bit earlier, and then Claire did hers last year. Is that you register your business there. It costs, how much did it cost you?
Something stupid. Let's just say that.
Yeah, so I think when I very first did it was about $10,000 Australian, and then you've got to renew it every year too. So it
Yeah.
is
Well,
quite,
mine was a bit more because I registered more businesses under the one visa.
yeah, because you had a different type of visa where you had multiple
Yeah.
visas. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I was in a different free zone. So there's a lot, like you need a lawyer or someone that can help you and kind of guide you
Yeah.
um
If anyone
in
wants,
the process.
if anyone needs help, go to Virtuzone. Say that Steph Carnes referred you. um, but yeah, but there's all different types of free zones and
Yeah.
all these ins and outs. It's very complicated. You can't go there and do your own visa. Like, you do
No.
need someone to do it for you. Like, I would not even try to do it yourself.
And I would suggest you plan and get in touch before you even go to Dubai because you need to get that sorted within the month.
Mm.
After that month, then you start paying uh, like fees because you're basically illegally in Dubai.
Yes. So
Yeah,
you're talking about the tourist visa. So
yeah,
when you go to Dubai, you obviously need to go over on a tourist visa before you swap into a residential visa. There's time limits on it. I think is it 30 or 60 days now?
30 days now.
30 days. Okay. So
Yeah,
like I mentioned, like everything in Dubai it runs off
money.
money essentially. So like like if you go past your tourist visa, it's not like Australia, hey, like crap, you're going to get kicked out and get in
Mm.
trouble. It's you
You
just
pay fines every day.
fines.
Yeah,
And this is where Dubai can be very expensive if you're
yeah.
not good with those things. Um So if you are moving to Dubai, I would suggest to get in contact with someone to organize your visa and your business things before you go over there. So do your paperwork. So then when you're there, you try and minimize the time that you have to stay there for, but you can't leave until like while your visa is being processed, keeping that in mind.
And it does take a month or longer.
Yeah, it took me 2 months, I think it was, and that was me pushing it, trying to be quite
Yeah.
fast because I was soon
Pushing.
going to the USA to compete, so I was trying to do it quite quick.
Yeah.
And luckily, I just started dating Brandon at the time, so I was staying with him. So yeah, so you can't get any rental properties until you have your visa, all those things. So you definitely need to get that, and it's very
Same
expensive.
goes, you can't open a bank account without a visa. Everything. You can't get a car, you can't get anything really without your visa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you need that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
It's doable, but you need to plan it and make sure it's what you want. I would always suggest going there like on a holiday or for that full month to see if you actually like it and if you really want to live there, and then deciding whether or not you want to move there. Because I've had a few people ask, hey, like, what's the process of moving to Dubai? I really want to go next year and set up, like, get a visa. Do you have any advice? And my biggest advice is just to go there first, come home, and then decide.
yeah.
Don't just
I
pack everything up.
wouldn't say go there for like a week or two. I would say
Go for the month, I would say.
yeah, go for the month. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Unfortunately, tourist fees are only 30 days, so you can't really
Yeah,
go past that anymore. But you need
yeah,
to experience it for a certain amount of time because it is a very, very different place in so many different ways.
yeah,
Like incredibly different ways. Even just like the way of life. Like you got to be. I feel like you have to be careful. Sometimes how you associate with people, if
yeah.
that makes sense.
Oh,
So
yeah, for sure.
kind of there's a lot of successful people there and there's a lot of people that are willing to give and help you, but make sure you've got to remember as a female as well that if people just don't give out things for free, they will expect something back. And unfortunately, in being a female, it can, you know, might not be things that are in your morals to do. So just keep that in mind that like
Yeah,
more self-sufficient you can be there and secure in yourself,
the
then
better off you are.
the better off you are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go relying on people or
You can't actually rely on anyone.
yeah, no,
Hey,
you can't rely on
you
them. People
can't.
will be very quick to drop you as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
make sure you're very sufficient.
yeah. But definitely you want to be sure that Dubai is the right place for you because it's not cheap to set up a life there and then realize, shit, I actually don't really like it here, or it's not really for me. Yeah,
It's a big cost. If you're going to be there for quite a long time, it's absolutely worth it. But like we said, if you're just going to go there to live for a little bit, like probably reconsider.
yeah, definitely. But yeah,
Cool.
I think that wraps everything up for today.
Yeah, I think we've spoken enough about that all and
Yeah, it
clarified
was a
the
good
whole
catch up.
device situation. So
Yeah,
to be continued when I go back there
definitely.
soon. But I'm very glad to hear that you're nice and settled back in Australia.
Yeah, and
I
you
actually
too.
do feel settled here this time, but I know that
Good.
moving forward I'm just not ready to move back yet. So
Yeah, yeah.
continued.
No, it's good you realize that. It's important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I'm really excited that we're back, like with Let's Talk Bikini.
Yep. A lot more
Yeah,
bikini talk to come and
yeah,
a lot more girl talk and everything too. So
yeah. Stay tuned.
stay tuned. It's going to be fortnightly from now on,
Yeah,
maybe increasing a weekly, but fortnightly we're
for
sticking
now. Yeah.
to.
So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Girls.
Girls, and we'll see you very soon in the next podcast.
Yeah. See you then. So this will be on YouTube. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, look out for it on YouTube as well. We'll upload this video there. Yeah.
Yep, on point.
Perfect. All right.
See you guys.
Bye.